video out there showing Trump as he really is.
So you got something for me?
Yes, I do.
Oh my gosh, this is real.
Actor and comedian Tom Arnold's new show on Viceland, The Hunt for the Trump Tapes, is being described as All the President's Men meets Curb Your Enthusiasm. Tom Arnold joins me on the show. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Man, it's an honor.
Okay,
it's an honor to be off Twitter and just here with you in person.
Well, speaking of off Twitter, I have to ask you about a tweet that you sent about Brett Kavanaugh. We're going to bring that up now because it's pretty controversial stuff. You tweeted a little bit earlier this week, alcoholism stunts your emotional growth. So if you start drinking alcoholically as a teenager, you stay a teenager emotionally until you deal with it. Explains a lot about Brett Kavanaugh, from his combative behavior yesterday to his unusual bond with teenage girls' basketball teams. He's a 12-year federal judge. You are a human being who is Tom Arnold.
Yeah, but alcoholic too. An alcoholic, recovering alcoholic. And, it was more about the way he conducted himself. I think there's a young woman that he referenced in his yearbook named Renata Schroeder, and he referenced her. And there was the alumni club, and he referenced her, and she came forward, and all he and his buddies all said they had sex with her. That was the Renata Alumni Club, and it's in his yearbook, and they all said they had sex with her, and he chanted stuff about her, and that's a kind of a young guy. I don't know if you were in a fraternity, but that's what young guys do. I know. That's why. That's
Look
why
at me, dude. Look at me.
Listen,
I mean, come on.
You're genuinely a good, nice young man. You genuinely are.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And that's why I'm here. But I went to the University of Iowa. All my roommates were in fraternities. That's the sexual politics of that. No, but understand this.
Does that mean you sexually assaulted somebody?
No. I didn't say that. But there's an immaturity, and they go around and they say that. Well, we all had sex with her. I mean, but think about this.
Dude, that's why you kind of called him a child molester.
No, I did not kind of. But I'm saying that's what they did to that woman, and she came forward, by the way, and spoke and said they hurt that. If someone said I had sex with Ben Shapiro when you were in high school, they all had a game around it, and they printed it. You'd be
that'd be kind of a shock because you didn't know me in high school, did you?
But then they had they're up for the Supreme Court. And you're sitting there, they had this, they talked about, anyway, they humiliated this young woman. That's something that they did.
So if you humiliated a girl in high school, your contention is that you shouldn't sit on the Supreme Court when you're 53?
Yes. If you have not made amends to her, and you're sitting there, they're asking you questions about it, and you get surly because they're asking you questions. So for you, it's not about Christine.
So for you, it's not about the Ford allegations. It's about what was in the yearbook?
Well, it's about everything. It's about the lying. It's about his attitude.
Can I ask a simple question?
But first of all, he should not be on the Supreme Court. Here's the problem. Day one. He went out and read a statement that Donald Trump wrote for him. All these guys with Donald Trump, it's like Donald Trump is a genius. He did the most research of any president in the history. That's the problem with all these Trump guys. They read that statement from Donald Trump that kiss his butt, and everybody should go.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a believe all women guy? Do you think that all women ought to be believed?
In what way?
If a woman comes forward with a sexual assault allegation,
well, that's
sexual
always
harassment
my first thing.
allegation.
Let me just tell you my story.
Does it need to be verified?
Does what need to be verified?
A sexual assault, sexual harassment allegation.
It's
because like a year ago, you suggested that Leanne Tweeden was coached to attack Al Franken.
Oh, she was. I know Leanne Tweeden. No, 100%. I spoke to her the night before Al Franken resigned. I know her well. She was on my sports show, Best That Sports Show, period. 100%.
So you don't believe all women then?
No. She was coached. Leanne Tweeden was also a victim. Let me say this, Ben. When I was a kid, I was raped from the ages of 4 to 7 years old. And when I got sober in 1989 and went to rehab, and you kind of get you start clearing stuff out and you start dealing with stuff like that. You make amends to people. You call the young woman in high school. You write her a letter. You say, listen, I'm sorry that we made fun of you, Renata Schroeder. We owe you an amends, which would have been what Kavanaugh should have done. But you go back and you start dealing with this thing that happened to you, and you write about it, and you decide whether you're going to confront the guy. And I went back to my old hometown to see the other kids that I grew up with to see if it also happened to them. And they didn't want to speak about it because they thought it was a gay. They thought that made us gay. And so, my sister was arrested. She's for federal drug crimes. And I was at her trial, and a woman came up and said, I know who you're talking about. It's my brother-in-law that did it to you. And I know that because he also did it to his brother. And something like,
that's obviously a terrible story.
They said, I have to find this guy. So I got a private eye, and I found him, and I went up, and I could walk up to him at his place of business. He's a big church leader, a big businessman. It's a story. You could Google it. And as I got up to him, all of a sudden, bam, I was back in that room. The trauma, I could smell the laundry outside of that room from 25 years before. I'm saying that trauma is always there. You always feel it. You always remember it. And I confronted him, and I walked from there to the state capitol building. I went to Terry Branstad's office. He's a Republican governor of Iowa. Right now, he's an ambassador to China. I walked in there. I said, Terry, this guy's about to adopt his fourth son. You have to stop it immediately. He's like, that's a federal offense, Tom. I was yelling. I walked into the governor's office yelling like these women are yelling.
Yep.
And they said, oh, you can't do it. But 2 days later, his adoption fell through. Terry Branstad helped me because I went into his office.
And also because there were multiple verifiable cases, it sounds like.
No.
You said there were multiple victims.
Hold on.
Dude,
because that's why I
you're
believe.
Saying
that's just why
you're talking about being raped from 4 to 8 and equating that with the yearbook entry 4 to 7.
No, what I'm saying is that's why I believe, because I have a personal experience with it.
But you don't believe all of it. That's the point that I'm making.
I believe the first thing. That's why I tend to believe, because it happened to me, and I know, and it feels like, well, it's 30 years ago. I know you can feel it.
I tend to
from
believe
30 years ago. That's why I believe people.
So Tom,
that's my personal experience.
I was brutally bullied in high school in terrible ways.
Kavanaugh lied. He's discussing, and by the way, Trump appointed him. Trump lied. Trump has sexually assaulted women. He's harassed them.
Trump
He's a liar.